am I physically attracted to this person? Does this person physically make me be like, ooh, or, you know, get me a little excited in the nether regions? Hey, welcome back to my channel, or just welcome if you're new. My name is Eboni Harris, and I'm a relationship therapist based in Houston, Texas. So one of my most popular videos, which I didn't expect because I don't have a lot of followers or anything like that, but was why do I attract unavailable men, right? Which is a common question people have. And it seemed like people really resonated with my answer, which the short version was, you don't attract unavailable men, you attract all men, but you are attracted to unavailable men. So I got a lot of comments, a lot of questions from that one. So I wanted to, and that was a couple years ago that I did that video, but I wanted to kind of go back and answer some of those questions that popped up, because I do feel like it makes for good conversation to be able to go back and forth. And I understand how it can be difficult to really know like what that means and what you're supposed to do about it, right? If I'm telling you now that, you know, you're attracted to these people, and it's like, well, what am I supposed to do if this is the person I'm attracted to? Like, how do I fix that? So I want us to just kind of chat around that a little bit, and hopefully this is helpful for the person that asked the question on the video and for other people that may be having the same question. So I'm going to read the question and then I'm going to jump into my answer. Most people that are approaching me and are available are not my type. I simply don't find them physically attractive. Should I force myself to date someone that I don't find attractive? And I saw somebody reply, no. And so I'll say this, the short answer is no. You should not date anyone that you do not find attractive, if that is important to you, right? And I think I wanted to make sure I added that caveat, if that is important to you, because there are a lot of people in this world that physical attraction isn't as big of a deal as emotional attraction, psychological attraction, financial attraction. Like, they find other things more important, which is nothing wrong with that. You decide what matters to you, and that's what you focus on. But no, if you think physical attraction is extremely important to you, then you should make sure you date someone who is physically attractive. But I wanted to just kind of take a second to talk about attraction, because I think sometimes we just assume that everyone has the same view of what attraction is. And we just, I think, know that that's not true. Different people find different things attractive. Different people find different characteristics or physical attributes or whatever attractive. So it may not look as clear as yes, date people that you're physically attracted to, but what if you kind of break down what is it about that physical attraction, right? So I am going to really focus on helping you understand your attraction. I might say some things that don't feel good, but I hope you're okay, and I hope you can kind of hear it and just, I always say, take what works, leave the rest. But I hope that you can hear it and truly try to resonate and sit with it and see if this may be what it's about for you. And so I want to say the short answer is no, but the long answer is maybe. Maybe you should date people that you don't find attractive. And it depends on how you define attraction, right? So when we define attraction, we think about, most of the time we think about physical, right? Am I physically attracted to this person? Does this person physically make me be like, ooh, or, you know, get me a little excited in the nether regions? Or does this person make my heart beat kind of fast, right? Do I feel butterflies in my stomach? Whatever the case may be, that is what we typically think about when we think about attraction. And a lot of times we go straight to the physical, right? Which is very, very valid and very important. You need to want to look at this person. I've said this before. I don't know if it's been on YouTube or just with clients or whatever, but I feel like when it comes to like physical attraction, it is important that you find your partner physically attractive, because even if they have everything else you need, when we get upset and when we get frustrated with someone, and if they're missing that thing that's important to you, that is the first thing you're going to notice when you're upset, right? So if you are with someone that you do not find physically attractive, that you think is ugly, I'm just going to say it, and they end up pissing you off in some way, the first thing that's going to come to your mind is like, and I'm with this ugly, you know, like that's just, again, natural. This is what we do. Just like if finances is important to you and somebody isn't making money or is not, you know, where you think they should be financially, the first time y'all have a disagreement, you're going to be like, and I'm with this broke, you know, because that's where we go. Right or wrong, that's what we do. So that is why we need to be clear on like, what is it about the attraction? What is important? So when we talk about physical attraction, is it something very distinct that you are physically attracted to? Or is it just like an idea of like, this is what I typically like, but like, it doesn't have to exactly look like that. The other side of that is, Is there any room for emotional attraction, right? Is there any room for this person talks to me a certain way, they treat me this way, they support me, they love me, they care about me in this way, and I find them attractive in that way. And like I said, there could be financial attraction. There's so many different ways that it could be the psychological like challenge of like being able to talk to somebody and we bounce each other ideas off of each other and all of it's so many ways that you could be attracted to someone. So maybe not focusing solely on the physical attraction is number one. If you find someone relatively attractive, then maybe you can give them a chance and who knows what may be able to grow. But if you feel like no, like physically I would not want to look at them, then that's probably not the person. But I think that oftentimes we kind of X people out that don't fit this high, like, oh my God, you're such a like chiseled whatever. We kind of cut them out because it just, this is what we see and we physically like that. We don't give attraction a chance to grow, right? So my other part is, if you can find someone physically attractive, meet them and talk to them and then lose that attraction because they're not as smart as you want them to be. I'm trying to be politically correct. They're not as smart as you want them to be, or because they don't have their life together in the way that you want them to, or whatever the case may be. If you can lose attraction in that way, then shouldn't you be able to grow attraction the other way? I don't know. I feel like it makes sense that if I can physically see someone, talk to them and lose the attraction, that I could physically see someone, not be attracted to them, get to know them and find some attraction there, right? And so that's what I mean as far as like, again, as long as this isn't someone that like makes your stomach turn or that you just feel like it's so horrible, whatever. But if there is something like, okay, they're fine. Like they might not be my type, but they're fine. I think we have to give more opportunity for attraction to grow. The other piece I want to discuss is, are we talking about attraction or are we talking about chemistry? Because those are two different things. And oftentimes we're talking about chemistry. And while I love chemistry and I think it's fun and it feels good and it's so nice to like have this like connection and this excitement and all of that, what I have learned as a therapist, what I have learned in relationships, what I have learned from talking to people that have been married for a very long time and have healthy relationships, that is such a temporary thing to base a long-term relationship on. Is it nice to have chemistry? Definitely. Do you want to have some type of excitement or whatever? Sure. But do you understand where that chemistry comes from? Because this is my theory, mine alone. I don't know, other people might feel the same way, but I tell people all the time. Oftentimes, chemistry is based on those negative traits that you've seen growing up that feel familiar and feel comfortable. So that means that while this person could be nice and sweet and stable and all this other stuff and physically attractive, you may not feel chemistry because they don't have a little bit of assholeness to them, just to be honest. A little bit of mystery, a little bit of like, what do we call it? Little swag, right? Because they don't have this swag, because they don't have they're not always available. Why you are attracted to emotionally available being. They're not always there for me. They're not always showing up for me. They're not always here to listen to me and things like that. Because that is what feels familiar based on your experiences, based on what you went through in life. Because of that is what feels like, no, I don't have chemistry with them. I just don't like them. Right? But if they had these like bad boy, and I do bad boy because I don't really believe in that trope, but whatever, bad boy image, if they had more of that bad boy edginess or whatever you want to call it, then I would have chemistry with them. But guess what? That's all you're saying is my chemistry is based in the negative traits. My chemistry is based in the instability, in the mystery. And that is why when I say you are attracted to unavailable men, it's that piece of it. It's the I have chemistry with those that don't really show up for me the way that I want long term. And I could get into a whole thing around how we are repeating cycles over and over again and hoping that the people we date will treat us differently than we did or love us enough that our parents did or whatever to make us feel like we get something that we didn't get when we were growing up. But if you want to have a course that's all about that, you can go take the course and really understand more about how your childhood experiences impact the chemistry and the attraction and all of that to the person that you're with. But I just want to be clear that when we're talking about chemistry, oftentimes the chemistry is based on a little bit of instability, right? Because we get excitement and butterflies and all that kind of stuff when we just don't know what this is. Oh, when something is new, right? Yes, when something is new, you can have that. When something is new and it's like, well, I don't really know this person, but the chemistry doesn't last in the same way forever. You can still feel connected to the person. You can feel safe. You can feel loved. You can feel attracted to that person. But that chemistry may not be as present throughout the length of the relationship. And so again, we don't want to base full-time, long-term relationships on the fact that like, well, the chemistry is gone, or why do I have chemistry with this person? Once you start to understand more about what your specific chemistry is about, you'll be a little bit more hesitant to only rely on chemistry to determine if you're in a relationship or not, or who you're choosing to date. So, homework. I want you to work on identifying and understanding your definition of attraction. Get clear on what you mean by, oh, I'm only attracted to this type of person. Is it just literally the physical, or is it the physical and the emotional, right? Because if it's just the physical, again, that feels kind of unlikely to me, because there are a lot of people that are physically attractive that just you may not feel connected to, you may not feel chemistry to, or when you meet them, you realize, no, that's not really who I want to be with. So to me, I think understanding the difference, like, is it really physical attraction, or is it the chemistry that you're looking for? How do you define this attraction? And are there other factors that can really help you understand more about attraction, so that it's not just, I'm only attracted to these type of people? If you see that it's leaning more toward the chemistry aspect, is it possible that your comfort with unavailable people is based on something related to your childhood, based on something related to like previous relationships where stability just wasn't available, and so love kind of or attraction feels like this like kind of mystery, this unavailableness, or whatever the case may be? And another question that a lot of people don't really want to address or want to answer is, could it be that you are emotionally unavailable? Because to me, what I have found is that emotionally unavailable people attract emotionally unavailable people. So you also need to do some work around that. Like, is it that you, as much as you want to be in a relationship, you're not quite ready to be vulnerable, to open up, to really be honest, all of that, right? Is it more of you have to play the game? You feel like you have to play the game to be in a relationship, to date people, and all of that. So those are some questions to just kind of ponder. But as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, comment. Any questions you have down below, that will be helpful, because I will use those to do more videos, and I'm happy to answer your questions via video form. This is the best way for me to be able to communicate like my thoughts and my experiences as a therapist. So I hope this was helpful. That's all. Bye.